no. Oh no. Oh, I don't want to. Don't. Mm. Seriously, I mean it. Before we go into our weekend with Yuri, where, you know, everything will be fine forever and ever, since my last stream, I've been telling my friends and stuff what I've been up to and all, and I've gotten not one, but two of the same question from my friends, being, who is your favorite girl? Well, specifically, one said, who's your favorite, and the other said, who's best girl? Interestingly, also, both of their answers were Natsuki. I guess, like, the type of person that's for Natsuki is the type of person that asks someone who's best girl? I guess. And so I thought, while we're still here, we haven't gone into the weekend yet, but we're still, early act 1 and all. And I realized I haven't, like, seen all the specific scenes. Like, we got Natsuki's scene day 1 when we wrote a poem for her. We got Sayori's scene day 2 when we wrote a poem for her. And at the very end, I'll probably do what I did with Hooked on You, where I go through all this, like, make a compilation of all the scenes that we didn't see, so people who haven't seen it before get to see it all. Which includes me, I want to see them all. But at least with the knowledge that I have now, where we are in the game right now, I'll just answer this because it'll answer both of my friends' questions, and I'm guessing none of these have gone up on YouTube yet. The one goes up today, the first one. And it might show up in the YouTube video comments too, maybe. And so I'm just going to answer that question right now so we can have it done with and continue on with the story. Based on where we are right now at the very first weekend, what I've seen, my initial answer is probably Sayori with a soft spot for Yuri. Now, don't get me wrong, if I was back in like high school and stuff and any of these ladies was showing interest in, like, they're all wonderful, don't get me wrong, like, they're all cuties and they're all great and so I'm not being like, oh, you chose blah blah blah, well, clearly you have bad taste. Like, no, I don't mean any of that, but here's my logic. So we'll start with Monica. At this point, in this story, she's really just sort of a prop for the other three. Like, you can write poems, you can see her poems, but you don't really interact as much with her, so she's just, like, not as well developed as a character. And so it's like, it's hard to, say, like, well, here's my favorite one. She's just, like, not as well developed as the main three, so. Yeah, and I know people who are just like, oh yeah, I want just Monica, but, and don't get me wrong, like, reddish hair, green eyes, yeah, but she's more of a side character, so it's like, nothing against her, but she's just not got a lot going for her, so. Natsuki. Why am I not in the Natsuki crowd when, all my friends apparently are, at least the two are. It's, again, I don't remember which is which. There's like Yandere and Tsundere. Whatever one she is, like being mean, being nice thing. First of all, I've had an experience like that in real life with someone, and it's certainly emotionally very charged, but it's just one of those things, like, why not just be nice all the time? Like, I get it, because, like, she's insecure and blah, blah. It's not like, why do you have problems? Just fix your problem. Like, she's mean and then she's nice. Like, but someone who's just nice all the time, that seems like a better deal. Which kind of gets into the Sayori business. So then going to Yuri. Now, I have a soft spot for Yuri because I kind of see a reflection of myself a little bit. So a couple things. One, back in high school, you wouldn't guess it looking at me now. Like, right now, I'm this stereotypical big bubbly pear-shaped streamer, whatever. In high school, I was near skeletally thin. Like, I don't understand where this is going. I was very not comfortable with my body. The same way, and in this one, it's because, like, she's the most well-developed, and, like, they very common, like, she's got big boobs, and she's like, stop talking about, like, right? And she's like, the tallest and, like, most mature. And so, like, for her, that makes her uncomfortable. And let me tell you, it's, it's one of those things where it's like, as a kid, it's like, you don't want to tell girls that they should look like Barbie. And then, as I was growing up, they sort of started adding, but you also don't want to tell guys they need to look like He-Man. And so, being very, like, scrawny and skinny and stuff, I was uncomfortable with myself, kind of the way she is. Also, introvert. Not to the extent she is, definitely. I'm more of like, a half Sayori, half Yuri type, like half and half. But I definitely get the like being very nervous around people, like, you know, when she's like I joined the club, and you know, like, and like the whole goal was for me to make friends, and I made a friend with, you're my friend, right? And she's like, yeah. But like, and like, I get that, and I also get like not really like talking about stuff until you like you get her on something that she's really interested in, and then she won't shut up. Like, well, okay, that's my problem. She just gets like smart and sophisticated about writing. Me, I just don't shut up when I get on topics that I like. So yeah, so part of me is like yeah, I've got a soft spot for Yuri, because like I see a part of myself in her. Also, I mean, like, the long dark purple hair also. I mean, again, like, they're all cuties in their own way, but you know, I don't know. I like purple hair. What can I say? And then finally, Sayori. That's really because of the scene we got for her day 2, when I wrote the poem for her. Because like you hear about like, oh, what's like a red flag someone has? Like, that person's a walking red flag. That scene with Sayori was like a walking green flag. Like, it was so endearing and amazing and wonderful. Because, for a refresher for those who don't remember exactly, you know, you're telling her how she needs to look, you know, more like neat and whatever. And so like you start buttoning up her blazer. So it starts with like, it has that very like familial, like warm, like it's almost like the gender bender flip of like the 50s, where, you know, you stereotypically like the wife like adjusting the husband's tie before he goes to work, so he looks all neat and proper, and you're buttoning up her blazer so she looks all neat and proper, and like, so that has that very like sweet familialness. Then like you're trying to button it across her chest, and she's like, hey, my boobs got bigger, and you're like, and so like there's a little bit of sexiness there. And then she's like, it's too warm, and it's like she unbuttons it and does like a little twirl or something. And like, and so then there's like the playfulness of that. And then finally she's like, oh, you know what? It's fine that it's not buttoned anyways, because like, if then I won't get a boyfriend. And if I had a boyfriend, he wouldn't let you do that with me. And so like, it's just like the flirty banter. And it's like, that entire interaction is like, that's a good relationship thing right there. Like, I know, yes, right now, you know, we haven't still like gone, you know, relationship wise with any girl here yet. But like, that's a very good, I've been with my wife in some manner, like dating, engaged, or married for 18 years now. So I'd like to think that I have a somewhat good base of like what makes a good relationship. It seems like you have a very good relationship with Sayori. And because it's like, oh, the childhood friend stuff. Alex, speaking of childhood friends, part of it I'm sure is because like of my own biases of, it just seems that in video games, almost always, though not quite always, not 100%, I do always kind of tend with the like, the person you've been friends with forever versus like the new girl. I just like, because like FF7, Tifa over Aerith, Skies of Arcadia, Aika over Fina. So like, maybe that's also part of it, that like, because Sayori's been your friend this whole time, and I'm always like, almost always of the like, open your eyes and see what you already have, like, you dumbass, like, stop being so dense. Could be that too. But yeah, it just seems you have a very good, like, everything about that scene was just like green flag, like, you're having fun, you're being like respectful, you're being flirty, it's just everything about like, this is like a solid foundation that you two have. So that reflects in like, who would I pick? Like, well, like if this was me having to pick between one of them, like that's a good reason to pick someone. So there you go. There's my answer. Is I guess I'd have to go with Sayori, best girl, with a soft spot for Yuri. But again, we're still here in the beginning. You know, maybe Yuri will change our mind going into the weekend with Yuri as we help her. You can use skip button to fast forward through text divider. I haven't read any of this. Oh, I missed the very first line. Whatever. I've been getting increasingly anxious about Yuri's upcoming visit. You would be. I don't know what that means. I keep telling myself there's no reason to be nervous, but it doesn't help much. No, okay, yeah, you're still as dense as you were the first. There's no reason to be nervous. I mean, you like them all, and you're kind of having a date, but sure, there's no reason to be nervous at all. Yuri is clearly an introvert and also an intimate person in general. There's no doubt she'll open up a little bit when it's just the two of us. Meanwhile, we've been texting occasionally. She was extremely apprehensive at first, but it wasn't long before I was already learning more about her. But putting Yuri aside, I haven't heard a thing from Sayori since she left club early the other day. It's not like we text each other all the time or anything, but I've been worried about her in the back of my mind. Between what Sayori said, what Monica said, is it really okay for me to put Sayori's feelings aside when she might need me? To be fair, I also didn't want to, like, who do you want to spend the weekend with? And I was like, Sayori. I'm like, you can't do that. So, like, you're not really putting her aside. The game just didn't let you, man. I decide to visit Sayori before Yuri comes over. Rather than asking, I simply tell her I'm coming over, much like we've done in the past. Once I reach Sayori's house, I knock on the door before entering it myself. Again, we used to play so often that we've made it a habit of simply entering each other's houses like we're family. That's a nice house, by the way. Like, oh, look at all the, like, open windows, and you got this nice balcony up there. The house is quiet. Sayori isn't anywhere on the first floor, so I assume she's up in her room? It's already strange of her not to, like, run down and greet me. I head up to her bedroom where I finally find her. Sayori? Hi, Silver. So look at that adorable stuffy. Okay, sorry. I sit down in her room. Sayori forces a smile, but it's easy to tell that she's different. There's a minute of silence between us. You haven't come over like this in a long time, have you? I guess you're right. It has been a long time. Not much has really changed, though, has it? Sayori's room is as messy as it's always been. I recognize the same stuffed animals and wall decorations that she's had for years now. If you came over more often, it wouldn't be such a mess. That's because I end up cleaning it for you. How come you suddenly wanted to come over today? Aren't you supposed to see Yuri today? Well, yeah, but... Wait, how did you know that? Sayori had already left by the time we decided that last meeting. Oh, Monica told me. It's only natural for her to keep me informed about the festival preparations, right? Yeah, that's true. But what about you? Aren't you going to be helping Monica today? Of course. I'm just helping her online. We didn't plan to, like, meet up or anything. Oh, so it's just me and Yuri, then. Yep. There's more silence between us. Sayori stares in a random direction. Everything about her behavior is really uncharacteristic. I finally get to the point. I just wanted to see how you were doing. After you left on Friday, when something's wrong, you can't hide it from me. I know you too well. So... Sayori smiles, shaking her head. That's no good, Silver. What? Why can't it just be like it's always been? This is all my fault. If I didn't get so weak and accidentally express my feelings, if I didn't make that stupid mistake, then you wouldn't have been worried about me at all. You wouldn't have come here. You wouldn't have even been thinking about me right now. But this... It's just my punishment, isn't it? I'm getting punished for being so selfish. I think that's why the world decided to have you come over today. It just wants to torture me. Sayori! I grab Sayori by the shoulders. What on earth are you saying? Are you listening to yourself right now? I know something happened to you. There's no other explanation for you to be like this. So tell me already. Until I know, I won't be able to stop thinking about it. Sayori gives me an empty smile. You really put me in a trap, Silver. But you're wrong. Nothing happened to me. I've always been like this. You're just seeing it for the first time. Seeing what? What are you talking about? You're really gonna make me say it, aren't you? I guess I have no choice this time. The thing is, I've had really bad depression my whole life. Did you know that? Why do you, think I'm late to school every day? Most days I can't even find a reason to get out of bed. What reason is there to do anything when I fully know how worthless I am? Why go to school? Why eat? Why make friends? Why make other people put their energy and caring to waste by having them spend it on me? That's what it feels like. And that's why I just want to make everyone happy. Without anyone worrying about me. I'm in shock. I can't even figure out how to respond. How is it possible that Sayori kept this from me the entire time I've known her? Did she really want so badly for me to just not think about her? Why? Huh? Why is it you've never told me about this? I almost feel like I've been betrayed as your close friend. If I knew, I would have done everything I could to support you. Even if there's only so much that I could do, I would have tried a little bit harder to make every day a little better for you. That's why I'm your friend. All you had to do is tell me. You don't understand at all. Why do you think I didn't tell you? Because if I told you, then you would have to waste effort caring about me instead of doing important things. I don't want to be cared about. It's bittersweet when people try to care about me. It feels nice sometimes, but it also feels like a bat being swung against my head. That's why I wanted so badly for you to make friends with everyone else. Helping everyone be happy together is the best thing for me. But then I discovered something else too. Seeing you make friends, get closer with everyone in the club, it's like a spear going through my heart. So that's why. That's why I decide the world just wants to torture me. Every path leads to nothing but hurt. Well, you're right that I don't understand. I don't understand your feelings at all, Sayori, but I don't need to understand. Whatever it takes for me to help you stop hurting, that's what I will do. No, there's nothing at all. The only thing that could have helped is if everything could be like it always was. But I was selfish. I finally showed you what a horrible person I am. Tears streaked down Sayori's face. I made you join the literature club because I was selfish, and I was punished by my heart hurting in a way I couldn't understand. And now you came here and I made you hurt too. I'm just weak and selfish. That's all I am. That's why I'm going to accept these punishments. Because I deserve every last one. Without thinking, I once again grab Sayori's shoulders. This time, I pull her into a tight embrace. Silver. Sayori, I don't care if you feel selfish. I'm really happy that you convinced me to join the club. Seeing you every day makes it worthwhile enough. If I make friends with everyone else, then that's just a bonus. But please never underestimate how much I care about you. I wouldn't have it any other way. Sayori isn't hugging me back. Despite my arms being wrapped around her, Sayori's arms remain at her sides. She starts sobbing next to my ear. No, don't do this to me. Please don't do this. Silver, Sayori barely manages to speak between her sobs. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. But all I want is for her to know that I care. If you have it in you to call yourself selfish, then you have to let me be selfish too. No matter what it takes, I'm gonna figure out what needs to change. I'll make these feelings go away. And if there's anything that you need me to do, then you better tell me. You get mad if you don't. I don't know. I don't know. Gently, Sayori finally puts her arms around me in return. I don't know anything. It's all really scary. I don't understand any of my feelings, Silver. The only time I'm not feeling nothing is when I'm feeling pain. But your hugs are so warm. That's scary too. Sayori lets me go. As she does so, I let her go as well. The festival is tomorrow. Yeah. It's gonna be fun, right? Yeah. How would you like for me to spend it all day with you? It's what I want. I promise. I think that would be nice then. Yeah. Sayori wipes her eyes. If I could spend the whole day here, I would. Of all the days, this has to be the one where I have other plans. Maybe I should cancel. No, don't. Please don't. If you did that, then I really wouldn't forgive you. But it's almost time for Yuri to meet me at my house. At the very least, do you want to come along and help out? It'd be fun. My surprise, Sayori shakes her head. I'm sorry, I don't know if that would be very good for me today. You understand, right? I mean, it's kind of hard for me to fully understand, but I'm trying my hardest. It's okay, don't worry too much about it. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Alright. I look forward to it. I say goodbye to Sayori and exit her house. On the way home, I find myself still feeling uneasy. But it's hard for me to keep thinking about it when Yuri's about to come over too. I think Sayori's right. I shouldn't be worrying too much, and we're definitely gonna have a great time tomorrow. I should just focus on what's ahead of me. As I approach my house, I see something that makes me feel a moment of panic. Yuri? Thank goodness. You're a little early. Sorry, I wasn't home yet. Were you waiting for a long time? No, I just got here. But I started to get really nervous when nobody answered the doorbell. You always could have texted me. If I'd known, I would have reassured you and hurried more on my way home. I suppose that's true. I didn't think of that for some reason. It should be common sense to do that, but I decided to ignore it. Anyways, let's go inside. I see you brought a lot of stuff with you. That's right. And did you manage to find everything I asked you to buy as well? Yeah, pretty much. At least I hope I got everything right. I'm sure it will be fine. I take Yuri to my room. First thing she does is glance around curiously, which makes me feel anxious. It's so clean. Yeah, I cleaned it before you came over, so, Well, that's very considerate of you to do. No, I'd just been really embarrassed for my room to be a mess while you were here. Well, I do enjoy cleaning. I would have gladly helped you clean. That would be even more embarrassing. Wait, don't look in there. I snatched Yuri's wrist, which was in the process of opening a desk drawer of mine. I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking for some reason. I was just spacing out. No, it's fine, it's fine. I let go of Yuri's wrist. She puts both of her hands firmly in her lap, as if making sure she's keeping track of them. So, should we get started? Yes. I have a few things planned that you can help with. Decorations and other atmospheric enhancements. Atmospheric enhancements? You know, mood lighting, aromatherapy candles. Whoa. I didn't know you planned on taking it that far. Of course. I want to help take our guests to a faraway place. Although many will stop by just out of curiosity. And for cupcakes, I guess. I'm determined to provide an experience that will leave them wanting more. Hey, that's great. It's easy to forget that you're a pretty intense person. Intense? I mean, I guess that's the best way to put it. Is that a bad thing? No, not at all. It's something that I like about you, actually. Is that so? That makes me feel relieved. And kind of happy. Yeah, no need to be so anxious. You can relax a little. Relax. I brought some things for relaxation. I was going to use them during the poetry event. But yeah, like what? Let's see. Let's see. Yuri rummages through her bag. She pulls out a few candles and a wooden cylinder-shaped object. I did some shopping on the way here, so I happen to have these in my bag. I plan to cover the windows in black paper, use the candles to light the room. I think that would be amazing, don't you? Oh yeah, that would be really neat. What's the wooden thing? Oh, this? It's a diffuser for essential oils. How familiar are you with aromatherapy? Not familiar at all. Oh, is that so? It's one of my favorite contributors to a positive atmosphere. We're pretty glad we didn't have big deal festivals in school. Japanese school festivals are super intimidating. I mean, at least from what I know, which isn't a lot, mind you, but they really are. Like, on the other hand, like, it is sort of like, it kind of reminds me of, it's just like a modern version of like the way schools kind of used to be in the US. Like, like maybe not school spirit the way the festivals are, or like, you know, like the club things where it's like, it's just like club spirit. But it's like, because like, you know, definitely when I went to school, like, I mean, I liked high school overall. Like, I mean, I had good friends and, you know, I like did fun stuff with jazz band. I did fun stuff doing like theater things, but like, I wasn't like, you know, woo, my school, yeah, like the way, you know, like you think of like 1950s, 60s or whatever, like I don't know, like Beach Boys, like, you know, the stay true to your school type of songs and like school spirit, rah, rah, rah. And like, it just sort of seems like a lot of, it parallels at least that like being enthused about what you're doing. So in a way, it's like we kind of used to have that, but it just sort of fell out of fashion. I'm sorry, Yuri, I got distracted by chat. Contributors to a positive atmosphere. Depending on the oils or herbs you choose, you can change the mood of the air itself. You can even feel it permeate through your body. Relaxation, positive energy, romance, reflection. It's almost like magic. Yuri takes the cylinder and pushes a switch on the bottom. In just a moment, a thin ray of vapor begins to spout through a small hole in the top. Whoa, that smells wonderful. What kind of mood is that one for? This is a jasmine essential oil. It smells a little sweet and flowery, right? Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. I chose jasmine for the event because it provides more than relaxation. Jasmine enhances your emotions, helps you feel them flow through your body. You feel warmer, your heart pounds more heavily. Don't you think that would be perfect for sharing our poems? It does sound suitable. You seem to know a lot about this though, so I'm gonna trust your opinion with everything. Yuri smiles gently, clearly enjoying herself. She again reaches into her bag and pulls out several spools of thin ribbon. What are those for? Well, did you purchase the origami paper I asked you to get? Yeah, I have it over here somewhere. We won't be using the paper for folding origami. What I'd like to do is write a different word on each paper. We'll need about 100 of them. Yeah? What are those gonna be used for? Well, I'm gonna cut pieces of ribbon to hang from the doorway of the classroom. Then we can fasten the paper onto the ribbons to create a doorway curtain. Wouldn't that be beautiful? It'd also catch the eye of those passing by the room. It may attract some to peek inside. That's really creative. No idea you'd be so good at this, Yuri. Is that so? I suppose I do get a little intense, as you'd put it. Yuri giggles with red cheeks. Is it just me, or is she more relaxed when it's just the two of us? Maybe it's the excitement she feels from sharing something that she enjoys. No, it's the first one. You're still a dense dumbass. Here's a marker, Silver. You can write any characters you want. Hey, picking random words randomly is what our dude is good at. It's true! Like, not only does Yuri have a great idea, she picks like the one thing that you are good at in this game, which is like seeing a bunch of words and being like, word, that one. Like, picking single words is all that I am good at, and you got that spot on. I'll help you once I finish cutting the ribbons. All right. Sitting on the floor together, the two of us get to work. Oh, I don't get to pick random words. Like, daisy, manageable, tugboat. I'm like, I don't understand why you pick these words. You're like, I don't understand either, but let's go with them. I carefully draw a different character on each paper, doing my best to manage my bad handwriting. Yuri unravels a long strand of red ribbon to her desired length. Word. I don't know if you're if chat if you're going for like word as in just like being like yes, pick word, or if you're being like word up except that you're like yes, word. Either way is funny. Yuri unravels a long strand of red ribbon to her desired length. Then she reaches into her bag once more, pulls out a pocket knife. Huh? The knife is strangely beautiful. The silver handle has an intricate pattern of waves etched into it. The silver handle! You stole my knife! I mean, what? So silver handle with waves on it. That does sound nice. The blade itself is gently tinted blue. Whoa! That is a cool looking knife. That's no ordinary pocket knife. That looks really fancy. Well... Embarrassed, Yuri looks away. What is it? You're gonna think it's weird. Yuri, whatever it is, I have no reason to judge. Each their own, you know? Me, I can't even write poetry. I can just put words together. You don't judge me for that. If you promise you won't be, like, weirded out. Yeah, I promise. Alright. Thing is, I'm kind of into knives. They're just so pretty. I can't help it. I don't know what it is. The combination of craftsmanship, the feeling of danger, maybe? What am I saying? Please don't think I'm weird for this. You're laughing at me. No, I'm not laughing at you. It's just funny how nervous you got about sharing. I don't know, it's an interesting thing to be into, I guess. I don't know, I think it kind of suits you. Suits me? Yeah, you know, it's intense. Besides, it's a really cool looking knife. I can't deny that. It is, isn't it? Yuri relaxes her expression once again. Would you like to hold it? Yeah, sure, I'll check it out. Yuri carefully hands me the knife with the handle facing me. I take it and turn it around in my hands. Method acting, except that it's not a knife. It's a permanent marker. But you can pretend, like, oh, look at the waves. Look at the blue tint. Like, that's black and it just says Sharpie on it. Same thing, don't worry about it. It feels heavy, extremely solid. Where do you even get a knife like this? Curious of its sharpness, I feel the point of the knife with my index finger. Ow! Silver, why did you do that? I didn't expect for it to be that sharp. I barely touched it at all. Oh, it's my fault. I should have warned you. This knife is extremely sharp. It can cut through skin like it's paper. Oh no. A small drop of blood trickles down the side of my finger. Yuri takes my hand and gives the wound a closer look. She stares at it and noticeably fidgets. No, if you're squeamish, I'll go wash it off now. That! Without warning, Yuri puts my finger in her mouth and licks the wound. Hello. Feel her tongue curl around my finger. Startled, I instinctively pull my hand back. Forgive me. Wasn't thinking. Yuri lowers her head, her face burning up. Yuri? That is the most embarrassing thing I have ever done. How could I do something like that? I'm sorry. Like, yeah, sure, it was a little weird, and it took me by surprise. But I mean, I guess she was just trying to help, right? Yuri, I think you're overreacting a little. She's just trying to help, dude. She took her finger and put it in your mouth and was licking it. I'm just saying, if there was an award for dumbass protagonist. She doesn't lift her head. Oh, what if she doesn't recover from this for the rest of the afternoon? All right, you know what? This might be a stupid thing to do, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I take Yuri's hand and lick her index finger in return. Okay, you know, props to the... He still might be the most dumbass dense protagonist, but at least he knows how to get himself out of a hole. The germs alone, man. It's high school. Licking someone you're interested in, that's just par for the course. But yeah, like that's true though. Like if you're in this super weird situation that's like both extremely awkward, somewhat sexual, and she's just like super embarrassing, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna lick your finger too. Like that's one way to break the tension. Like, so at least he might dig himself into a hole, but at least he knows how to get a ladder to climb back out. Bah, Silver, you really just do that? Now we're even. Yuri just looks at me like I did something wrong. Yeah, okay, I knew that would be a bad idea. If not for the sweet aroma of the jasmine oil, the air would be extremely heavy right now. You're so weird, Silver. Yuri giggles shyly. Yuri calling me weird? I have no response to that. Where do you keep your bandages? I don't think I need one, actually. It was just a tiny cut. Look, it already stopped bleeding. I see. Okay, there we go. Most unrealistic thing about the video game, that a super sharp cut on your finger is gonna stop bleeding that quickly. It's a finger. Like, the only thing that bleeds more than a wound to your finger is a wound to your head. Like, that thing would just be like pouring out blood. I mean, I guess it's true you just touched it, but so it's more like a paper cut type thing, I guess. But still, like, that is not gonna stop bleeding. Your finger is just like, things are getting weird here, man. Like, she was like licking the blood off your finger, then you licked her finger, and you know what? The blood's just like, I'm not coming out. I'm staying in your body. You two can figure that out on your own. This is too weird even for me. The tension is quickly lifted. We each resume our respective activities. I watch Yuri's knife cut through the ribbon like it's nothing but air. Meanwhile, I continue to make progress on the paper. You've had some bleed a bunch, but stopped pretty fast with pressure. Yeah, but it hasn't had pressure. It's had someone licking it, which is not exactly the same thing. I mean, I guess I don't know how hard she was licking. Just saying. Also, as an aside, though, getting all the weird things out of the air and, like, just stepping aside for a moment, it's actually a very good thing to have an extremely sharp knife. Like, you think about, like, oh, you just touch it and it cuts you. Like, and yes, that's dangerous, but, you know, just in case, for anyone out there doing anything with, like, blades, knives, scissors, saws, whatever, you do want it extremely sharp. It's actually safer that way. The reason being, like, yes, if you brush it up against you, it'll cut, it'll hurt. But the problem is you don't want it to snag on things. Like, if you're cutting ribbon with a knife, you just want it to go, like, right through it. Because if you're, like, cutting it, it's like, and then it, like, jerks because it, like, caught on something. That's how you end up hurting yourself badly. Also because, if you do cut yourself with a very sharp knife, the cut will be cleaner. Whereas if it's, like, jagged and, like, dull and stuff, like, that's when it will start tearing things up, so, yeah. Yeah, just as an aside, keep your knives sharp, and, like, that's a very weird thing to be telling chat and your viewers, like, yes, but it's still kind of the least weird thing we've done all day today. After we finish attaching the paper to the ribbons, we lay them all out side by side. It looks better than I expected and will be very effective as a door curtain. Oh, it looks great. Good thinking coming up with this, Yuri. Thanks. It's just something I saw online, really. Are you ready to move on to the next task? Yeah, let's do it. Let's get more finger licking. What? What? Nothing. What do you have in mind? I'd like to create a banner. That's why I asked you to buy the paint tablets. Oh, that's right. One of the items Yuri had asked me to buy was a kit of watercolor paint tablets. We'll need about 6 cups of water to put each of the tablets in. You mind fetching those for us? Yeah, of course not. 6 cups of water. I'll be right back in a minute. Thank you very much. Oh, and just a little bit of water is okay. If you fill the cups too much, it will be too diluted. Taking Yuri's advice, oh, we don't get like a water-filling mini-game. I decided to use small plastic bathroom cups rather than full-size glasses. I put them on a plate to catch any paint that drips, then bring it back into my room. Yuri? Yes? I come in to see Yuri quickly unrolling her sleeve, pulling it back over her arm. Nothing. Your face is a little red. Is it too hot in here or anything?
No, not at all. There's nothing wrong, so let's mix the paint.
Yeah. Yuri hurriedly dismisses me and takes it upon herself to unwrap the tablets, dropping them into the cups.
So,
I thought we would do something simple that would look very nice. I'd like to paint a gradient across the banner, starting with the colors for a sunrise, then daytime, then sunset, and nighttime. Once it dries, I'll write an inspirational quote across the banner. We can hang it on the wall behind the podium at the front of the classroom. Ah, neat. What are you gonna write?
well, it'll be more fun to surprise you.
Yuri smiles at me. Alright, if you say so. After rolling out the banner, Yuri and I kneel on opposite sides so we don't get in the way of each other. Yuri uses a brush and adds a few dots of different colors across the banner to serve as a color guide when we paint. This kind of reminds me of elementary school. Painting on a banner with watercolors feels a lot like the art class projects we had back then. It's relaxing.
Sorry if it feels too childish.
What? No, I didn't mean it like that at all. It's kind of fun, you know?
Yeah, it is fun. Glad you feel that way too.
Yuri stops painting for a moment, thinking to herself.
For me, I don't need to go out and do crazy things to have fun. In fact, I usually don't even want to.
I hear you, man. Granted, I used to, I'd go out all night and, party into the wee hours, and that, well, I still stay up to the wee hours, but I don't want to go out past, 6 o'clock. I have to take off my pajamas. Blech.
I just like when I can spend time with one other person, even if it's something simple like reading. Doesn't even matter if we don't talk much. Just having a friend next to me makes things feel a little bit nicer. I think that's all it takes for me to be happy.
That's so? Even if Yuri and I are quite different, I can understand where she's coming from. I feel that way about things like anime and games, where just simply sharing the experience with someone can make me happy. I think I feel the same way. Yuri smiles gently.
I knew you would understand.
Yuri leans over the banner to grab an unused paintbrush, but I move at the same time, causing my head to bump into hers.
Ah.
Sorry. Yuri reels back. I quickly lift my hands in surprise. Are you hurt?
No, I'm not hurt. It just startled me, that's all. Sorry, I should have asked you to get it for me.
Oh, no, it's not your fault. Oh, your face. There are droplets of paint on Yuri's face and neck.
Oh, is there something on my face?
Yes, I accidentally got paint on you. Sorry, it's totally my fault. I'll get a towel right away. I rush out and fetch a small towel and I dampen it with hot water. I return to my room and kneel back down in front of her. Here. I pat down Yuri's face and neck with the towel. Is something wrong?
It's hot. I just didn't expect it.
Sorry. I didn't want to use cold water. Having finished, I start to retract my hand, but Yuri suddenly holds my wrist.
Wait.
Huh?
Just for a little longer. It feels really nice.
Keep my hands still against Yuri's neck. She looks into my eyes. It's an intense expression that I recognize from when she reads her books. Almost as if she's lost in a daze, enveloped by her own thoughts. She breathes gently, half through slightly parted lips. What is happening? Is it the aroma of the jasmine oil giving me this dizzy feeling? No, it's not. Yuri's gentle fingers wrapped around my wrist send a tingling sensation through my arm. Suddenly, her face seems to be much closer to mine than it was a moment ago. Yuri slowly pulls away.
Sorry, I've been feeling a little lightheaded today. I didn't mean to space out.
I'm just it's fine. The moment is over as soon as it began. Yuri picks up her brush again, but her movements seem clumsier, like she's unable to focus. I remain silent, forced to ignore the event that just transpired. I hesitantly retrieve my own brush and continue following Yuri's example. Yeah, just pretend that you didn't have an intimate moment. That'll just ignore it and everything will be fine, right? That should do it. I finish filling the night sky with white dots that look like stars. Looking at the banner as a whole, it is very pretty and natural looking. I think it came out better than I expected. I'm really happy with the result. Yeah, me too. You gonna add the lettering now?
Not yet. It needs to dry first.
Oh, that's true, but won't that take a while?
Well, perhaps it'd be best to leave it here. Then you have to bring it. Then have you bring it in the morning. I can do the lettering in the classroom before our event starts.
Is that okay? Oh yeah, that's fine.
Wonderful. In that case, I don't think there's anything more for us to do here.
Ooh. Aw, shucks, gotta run. Have fun? Hey, you know, we'll just pause the game here, where everything is fine and nothing bad will happen forever. The end. And then we're done. Hooray! I mean, you're gonna have more fun than I am, that's for sure. What do you call it when you're like enjoying something, but you're not having a pleasant experience with it, you know?
You say that you're glad, you say that like you're glad it's over. Was I wrong to assume you were at least enjoying yourself a little bit?
Oh, it's not that. I'm just glad we managed to get everything done.
I see. I am too. I was a little concerned about time. I need to start making dinner soon.
So you don't have any time left? I was secretly hoping we'd have extra time after finishing the work.
Well,
Yuri thinks to herself.
I think it would be too irresponsible of me to wait much longer. I'm sorry. I was hoping there'd be more time as well.
It's probably my fault. Sorry for being such a slow worker.
No, it's not your fault at all, and the important thing is we got everything done, right?
Yeah.
So, I shouldn't be disappointed or anything.
Gathering all her things, Yuri seems to look a little downcast. I understand why. It sounded like she rarely gets the opportunity to spend time with friends in a relaxed environment. That doesn't mean that this is the last time it can happen. Once Yuri packs up, I walk her out the front door.
Thank you very much for having me today.
No problem, I'm glad I was able to help. Just let me know if there's anything else you need me to bring tomorrow.
I will. Well then.
Yuri fidgets.
I guess I'll see you tomorrow?
Wait. I kind of say that without thinking. About today. It's fine that we didn't have as much time as we wanted because, you know, we could do this again. You know, whenever you want. You could come over, we could go somewhere. Oh, I mean, sorry, because like, I forgot you don't like going out much, and as I stumble over my words, Yuri simply smiles bashfully. Anyway, like, you kind of know what I'm trying to say, so...
You're very thoughtful, Silver.
Yuri takes a step closer to me and briefly squeezes my hand.
I kinda like that about you.
Well, how am I supposed to respond to that? But I don't even get a chance to as Yuri suddenly pulls back.
Sayori?
What?
Hi, Silver.
Sayori? Wait, just now, we weren't...
It's okay, Silver. I just stopped by to say hi. Well, it's nice to see you. I'm sorry, I'm already on my way to leave. Oh, really? That's too bad. I'm sorry, we'll all be together at the festival tomorrow, so that's fine, right?
Of course. Sayori beams.
Yeah, so I'll see you tomorrow.
Clearly embarrassed, Yuri hurries off. Sayori waves goodbye after her. Sayori, I thought you didn't want to come over today.
Well, I tried staying in my room, but my imagination was being really mean to me. I had to come here and see it for myself.
See what? What are you talking about?
You know how much fun you were having with Yuri. How close you got to her. It makes me really happy. You made such good friends. That's all that matters to me.
Tears start to fall down Sayori's face.
That's all that matters to me. Why am I feeling this way, Silver? I'm supposed to be happy for you. Why does it feel like my heart is splitting in half? Hurts so much. Everything hurts so much. It'd be so much better if I could just disappear.
Sayori, don't say that.
It's true. If I wasn't here, you wouldn't have to waste your sympathy on me. You wouldn't have to put up with me being selfish. Monica was right. I should just...
Monica? Monica was right about what? Sayori? What I said before is true. I'm not gonna let this continue. Caring about you like this isn't the burden your mind is making it out to be. It's something that makes me happy. It's something I wouldn't trade for anything else. So even if it takes an entire lifetime, I'm gonna be by your side until you don't feel any more pain.
But...
Sayori looks away. I put a hand on her shoulder to reassure her.
I'm scared, Silver. Really scared.
What are you scared of, Sayori?
I'm scared that I might like you more than you like me.
Sayori?
It's true, isn't it? I was weak and started to like you too much. I did this to myself. Silver, I like you so much I want to die. That's how I feel. And...
That's enough, Sayori. I don't want you to hurt anymore. I slide my hand down Sayori's arm and squeeze her hand in my own. You remember how I said I always know what's best for you? You still believe me? Wordlessly, Sayori nods. Even if you don't understand all of your own feelings, I know what you need the most right now. And that is what I'm going to give to you. Sayori, I mean, you said we're Sayori trained then just all the way through. Sayori, I love you.
Huh?
Those are my true feelings. There's no way you could like me more than I like you. I should have realized it sooner. Yes, you should have, but spending time with everyone at the club, making new friends, and having fun with you every day, it helped me realize you are truly the most important person to me. That is why I will accept all of your burdens. As long as we continue like this every day, with you by my side, I know we will both be happy.
Silver.
Suddenly, Sayori wraps her arms tightly around me.
Is this really okay?
Yeah. I hold Sayori in my arms and pull her closer. You'll never have to let go of me again.
I love you, Silver. I want to be with you forever.
Me too. I feel Sayori's grip around me weaken a little bit.
What is this?
Sayori?
I'm supposed to be happy right now. I always thought this would be the happiest moment for me, but why? Even now? Why won't the rain clouds go away? Not going away at all.
It's okay. It might take some time for things to get better again. No matter how long it takes, I will be there every step of the way. Hey, Stealing UAV, how you doing? Say, hey, you just came into the part where things are about to get really bad really quickly. No matter how long it takes, I'll be there every step of the way. That's all that matters right now.
Okay. I trust you.
Sayori and I slowly release each other. So, I guess that makes the festival tomorrow our first date, huh?
What are you saying? I don't want to think about those things, you know? I want everything to be the same as it's always been. Even if we really are a couple, I don't know if I could handle anything more right now. It's really new and scary to me.
I understand. We'll go at whatever pace suits you best.
Hey, Silver.
Sayori gazes at me once again, smiling sadly.
Even if I get really, really sad, this is the best thing for me, right?
Huh? I don't really understand what Sayori means by that. Are you saying this is making you feel sad, Sayori?
I don't know. I don't understand what I'm feeling. It felt like a bunch of thorns when you told me you love me. But that's why I want to trust you. You know what's best for me.
Yeah, I do. That's my promise.
I say that, but in reality, I've never felt more uncertain when it comes to Sayori. I know that I love her. She loves me, but I'm having as much trouble understanding Sayori's feelings as she is. Even though I can comfort her, I keep wondering if I should be doing something more, something different. I know these thoughts will continue to plague me until things are back to the way they were. Is that what Sayori meant by not wanting anything to change? I don't know. But I know I'll give it everything I've got. Sayori is the most important person to me, and I will do whatever it takes to have a happy future with her. It's the day of the festival. Of all days, I expected this to be the one where I'd be walking to school with Sayori. But Sayori isn't answering her phone. I considered going to her house to wake her up, but decide that's a little too much. Meanwhile, the preparations for the event should be nearly complete. Banner Yuri and I painted is dry, and I gently rolled it up to take with me. She sent me a pleasant text reminding me not to forget anything, and I reassured her. Funnily enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki about the event. I'm more excited for it to be over so that I can spend time with Sayori and Yuri at the festival. Knowing Monika, though, I'm sure the event will be great too. Silver! You're the first one here. Thanks for being early. Oh, well, that's funny. I thought at least Yuri would be here by now. Monika's placing little booklets on each of the desks in the classroom. It must be the ones she prepared that have all the poems we're performing. In the end, I found a random poem online that I thought Monika would like, and I submitted that. So, that's the one I'll be performing. I'm surprised you didn't bring Sayori with you. Yeah, she overslept again. Yeah, that dummy. You'd think that on days this important, she'd try a little harder. I say that, but I suddenly remember what Sayori told me yesterday. And I suddenly feel awful, knowing it's not nearly that simple for her. I only said it because it's the way I'm used to thinking. But maybe I should have gone to wake her up after all. You should take a little responsibility for her, Silver. I mean, especially after your exchange with her yesterday. You kind of left her hanging this morning, you know? Exchange? Wait, Monika, you know about that? Of course I do. I'm the club president, after all. Wait, but... I stammer, embarrassed. Did Sayori really tell her about it that quickly? That we're a couple now? Didn't really plan on bringing it up with anyone yet. Ah, jeez. You don't know the full story at all, so... Oh, don't worry. I probably know a lot more than you think. But... Monika's being as friendly as usual, but for some reason I felt a chill down my spine after hearing that. Hey, do you want to check out the pamphlets? They came out really nice. Yeah, sure. I grabbed one of the pamphlets laid out on the desks. Oh yeah, they really did come out nice. Something like this will definitely help people take the club more seriously. Yeah, I thought so too. I flipped through the pages. Each member's poem is neatly printed on its own page, giving it an almost professional feel. I recognized Natsuki's and Yuri's poems from the ones they were performed during our practice. Wait, what's this? I flipped to Sayori's poem. It's different from the one she practiced. It's one that I haven't read before. Get out of my head, 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 get out of my head! Get out of my head before I do what I know is best for you. Get out of my head before I listen to everything she said to me. Get out of my head before I show you how much I love you. Get out of my head before I finish writing this poem. But a poem is never actually finished. It just stops moving. What is this? Reading the poem, I got a pit in my stomach. Silver? What's wrong? Nothing. This poem feels completely different from everything else Sayori's written. But more than that... you know what? I changed my mind. I'm gonna go get Sayori, so... well, alright. Try not to take too long, okay? I quickly leave the classroom. Don't strain yourself. Mana calls out after me. I quicken my pace. What was I thinking? I should have tried a little bit harder for Sayori. It's not a big deal to at least wait for her, help her wake up. Even the simple gesture of walking her to school makes her really happy. Besides, I told her yesterday that things will be the same as they always have been. That's all she needs, and what I want to give her. I reach Sayori's house and knock on the door. I don't expect an answer since she's not picking up her phone either. Like yesterday, I opened the door and let myself in. Sayori? Oh no. Oh no. Oh. I don't want to. Don't. She really is a heavy sleeper. I swallow. Can't believe I ended up doing this after all. Waking her up in her own house? That really is something that a boyfriend would do, isn't it? In any case, it just feels right. Outside Sayori's room, I knock on her door. Sayori? Wake up, dummy. There's no response. Why? Why am I doing this to myself? I really didn't want to have to enter her room like this. Isn't it kind of a breach of privacy? But she really leaves me no choice. I gently open the door. Oh! Fuck, that's even worse than I thought it was gonna be. No, why are you focusing on? Stop! What the hell? What the hell? Is this a nightmare? It has to be. This isn't real. There's no way this can be real. Sayori wouldn't do this. Everything was normal up until a few days ago. Can't believe what my eyes are showing me. I suppressed the urge to vomit. Just yesterday, I told Sayori I'd be there for her. I told her I know what's best, that everything will be okay. Then why? Why would she do this? How could I be so helpless? What did I do wrong? Confessing to her? I shouldn't have confessed to her. That's not what she needed at all. She even told me how painful it is for others to care about her. Why did I confess to her? Make her feel even worse? Why was I so selfish? This is my fault. My swarming thoughts keep telling me everything I could have done to prevent this. If I just spent more time with her, walked her to school, if I remained friends with her like it always was, I could have prevented this. I know I could have prevented this. Screw the literature club, screw the festival. I just lost my best friend, someone I grew up with. She's gone forever now. Nothing I can do can bring her back. This isn't some game where I can reset and try something different. I had one chance, and I wasn't careful enough. And now I get to carry this guilt with me until I die. Nothing in my life is worth more than hers. And I still couldn't do what she needed from me, and now I can't take it back. Never. Fuck! Okay, so let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. First of all, I don't even know where to start. I said at the beginning of this stream, I made my announcement that I'm like, I already know the story beats of the game. I knew that was gonna happen. Like, that's not a secret. I knew what was gonna happen with Sayori, so. But, and I was like, I just want to know the details of stuff. It is, first of all, the details make it so much worse. Like, I mean, I knew that it's like, okay, it starts out as like, it's just a dating sim, ha ha ha, and then someone, and then she commits suicide at the end of the first few days. So, like, I get that. Like, I knew that was coming, and yet, even knowing it was coming, the way it presented itself is so much worse than I imagined it would be. Just, yeah. Like, I don't know that I'm to the point, like, where the narrator's like, I'm holding back, like, throwing up. Like, I'm not that far, but, ugh. Well, and here's the other thing. I mean, it was already a case earlier, but now it's even more, and like it was more bleeding up to that.
in a way, so it's like, okay, oh, you haven't played Doki Doki Literature Club before, right? And like, so someone who hasn't played before, when this like part happens, it's like a sucker punch to your face. Like, you're like, okay, I'm doing this like cute little dating sim, and then it's like, wha-bam, no, you're not. And so it's like, oh, but I already know what's happening, so it's not gonna be as bad. In a way, I wonder if I'm having it worse than people who never played it before. Because this whole time I knew what was coming. And it's just like this building dread, like this knot of like in my stomach being like, you know what's coming and you can't stop it. And it just gets worse and worse. And like, as things were like fucking up with Sayori, like, I mean, that's the other thing. That is the one thing, like, the game really like is guilting you hard. Like, I shouldn't have confessed my love. I should have just been friends with her. It happens either way. You can't, if you're just saying like, oh, I just want to be friends, then you're like, oh, why didn't I like confess my feelings to her? You know, that sort of thing. But it's just like the whole lead up knowing this, it almost made it worse because like, at least if you don't know what's happening, you're just like, whoa, shit's getting really weird. What's going on? And then it's like, haha, sucker punch, bam, guess what's happened? Whereas this is like, it's like a horror movie. Like, getting jump scared is bad, right? Like, you go in, you're like, I'm gonna go into this house. You open the door and then it's like, bah, monster in your face. And you're like, ah, so scary. This is like a thing where it's like a horror movie. And I go to the house and like you open the door and you know the monster is in there. You saw it go in earlier. And then like you're walking down the hallway and you hear noises. It's like, is it behind door number 1? No. But you still hear noises. They're getting louder. Like, you go, is it behind door number 2? No. The noises are getting, and it's like this building dread. Oh, fuck. Congratulations, we made it to Act 1. Who wants to do Act 2 now?